How's it going? I'm John. I'm the creative lead on Harmonix Music VR.
John, what is Harmonix Music VR?
Harmonix Music VR is a music visualizer for virtual reality, or it's a way to use virtual reality to help you appreciate the music you love.
So you guys have different modes in this game, different experiences, if you will. Walk us through each one.
That's right. So there's 4 unique experiences. So there's a couple passive that are all about letting you feel like you can just kind of sit back and appreciate your music, and there's a couple that are highly interactive. And so the first one, our introductory experience is called The Beach, where you're chilling out on a beach, and we take any song you give it, and we analyze that song, and the changes in that song drive weather changes on the beach and drive lighting changes on the beach. But then there's certain hotspots where if you look at them, it triggers psychedelic visuals where you can really kind of trip out. And then the second experience is called the Easel, which is all about crafting musically reactive 3D creations using PlayStation Move controllers. And so everything you paint will respond to the music in a different way. So it's kind of about getting you in a creative mind state that also kind of helps you absorb the music. The third one is called Dance Party, which is definitely the wackiest one. And it's about visualizing music through dances that you choreograph for a set of colorful characters. And kind of, you can create whatever kind of dance party you want. And the fourth one is called the Trip, which is super psychedelic. And you just kind of sit back and go for a ride through visuals generated by your song.
What are some of the challenges in making a VR experience with Sony VR? I've almost called it Morpheus.
Yeah. Well, we've been working with it since it was called a Morpheus. Now, the PlayStation VR, it's actually been pretty great. We're a Unity project, and the PlayStation VR integration in Unity is super tight. And so VR is definitely challenging because it's so new. We're all kind of figuring out the rules as we go and figuring out what's cool, what works and what doesn't work, developing best practices and that kind of thing. But it's been pretty smooth working with the PlayStation VR. We're really excited about it.
So what was it like working with the PlayStation 4? I know a lot of VRs need high-end benchmark machines to do it, and the PS4 is a few years old.
Yeah, well, it's actually surprisingly great. I mean, hitting frame rate is the critical thing for virtual reality. And so obviously you need to take some steps to optimize differently for different platforms. But as long as you hit frame rate, it's actually a very capable piece of hardware.
Can you talk about some of the differences between Sony VR and like the Htc Vive or Oculus Rift, especially with the Move controllers and the way it tracks?
Sure, absolutely. Well, one of the great things about PlayStation VR is the social screen that comes with it. It's really well integrated into your living room. And so whereas some of the other platforms are PC-based, the fact that this is a console that's already in your living room makes it a much more inviting experience. And the fact that PlayStation Move controllers have been around there for a while actually means that a lot of people have already been using and are familiar with these hand tracking devices that are pretty perfect for VR design.
Talk about how you can import your own music into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing we're super excited about, since this is kind of a music visualization experience, is people need to be able to experience any music they want. So any music they own, as long as the PlayStation Media Player can recognize it, you can just load it onto a thumb drive and onto your PS4. We use our internally developed music analysis engine to generate unique experiences in each of our 4 worlds for any song you give it. And so one of the things we really hope people do is, try different types of music, different types of songs, entire albums even, in all of the different worlds to find out what happens.
Since you guys created this new engine, if you will, for this game in particular, will we see that technology being implemented into other games by Harmonix, like maybe future rock bands?
Well, we've actually been working on this tech for a little while. We shipped a game called Record Run that uses it, where we analyze your song and generate a unique level using that song. And it's technology that we're still developing and definitely interested in continuing to explore in the future.
And when does Harmonix Music VR come out?
It'll come out at launch with PlayStation VR.